Elizabeth, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, Pacho Apombo, dear.
Yes, I got also not to say.
Yeah, the Oba, dear, see, Kukromunka, Elizabeth, Mamma Busau, because it looks as if yesterday I was reading a year literature and Maniko Kobo, child labor issues, so my more. And I happened to delve into some of the statistics globally. Over 160 million children are into child labor of different forms, hazardous child labor. Or my more near can about community and near ye every so. Why is it that we seem not to be putting in much effort to ending child labor? Or my why is it that it's not a huge topic? Ghana.
Yeah, it is. Maybe you are not aware, but I think it is something that we are still dealing with because we have a lot of partners who are working in relation to that. But the issue is that it is skewed towards where donors' interests are because most of the interventions are being, let me say, sponsored. And so the focus is very much on the cocoa side and then a bit of fishing and that of mining. But when you look at the other sectors as well, like citizen and other things that go on, there's a unit, that is the child labor unit, and the labor department, which works across all sectors, trying to eliminate the canker. But it is difficult because it is capital intensive.
Yes. Elizabeth, so you're saying that dealing with child labor is difficult because it is capital intensive. I want you to explain that for us. But when you also say that, say it's say a man for binum and I say in your binum and mesika dealing with the issue of child labor. Yeah, and Pempino, Yamfa ni emfa all the sectors, Munemum, over the sectors like mining, cocoa, and Bakubioma by some refugees here. But why
a bit of fishing?
A bit of fishing. Why is it the case? Is it that child labor seems to be very prevalent in these sectors, Anna?
Yes, child labor is very prevalent in the cocoa sector, in the mining sector, and in the fishing sector. And because make us a capital intensive, not necessarily Sika Asem, but the resources, the structures, the support system that should help these vulnerable children is what is not there. Or even those that are there are not well resourced to be able to support these children so that they come out of these issues. Capital intensive.
Elizabeth Matthias, so then you understand my argument, sir. It looks as if the issue is there, we've seen it, we have attempted dealing with it, but we have not given it our fullest of commitment. And
because make a commitment, a cocoa sector. You will know the partners that are there, what they are doing, their interventions, and every year we celebrate the World Day Against Child Labor. Some of them bring their reports, so we are able to know what is going on in the cocoa sector. But who other sectors now? Because those sectors are not of interest to the donors. And the little that government is also giving, and to me, free child labor. Though government is trying, because Minister of Employment and Labor Relations, the mother body that should work on eliminating child labor. Our labor department, the technical wing now, and also what's a core field, and then to see what support they have to give to these children. And the department is saying that when they are talking about social protection, that one too is under the Ministry of Gender. And will go and identify and then have to sort of refer to the social protection sector to give support and all that. And to the support to Kakra, they are also able to support some of the children, and that is in the sectors where they have the interest. Nti akɔyɛ sɛ yi problem kakra wɔ hɔ because interest now skew towards some sectors, it's very disturbing. And we are trying to see, there's this ILO, they are also for all sectors, but say they have to enter through one sector if they are mining and cocoa. So when you enter a community or a district with a particular interest or sector, the ministry has also mandated them or has also requested that when you enter, you use an integrated area-based approach so that you touch all children. But when to me, districts maybe or we could write districts, they'll be dealing with maybe 4 communities. They'll be dealing with 5 communities. And in our community, our districts, we can have some of the districts have over 300 communities. So if you think on 5, how are we going to work in the others? Or how is that going to affect all the other communities for us to eliminate? Once you are pushing them from one community, they are running to the other community to do same work or different work. And it's like we all have to come on board. If there's just sensitization and we all understand and we all agree that child labor is not a very good thing for the country. People understand what we are talking about because sometimes they think that we just say the children shouldn't work, which is not the case. But if we understand what labor is doing to our children and everybody comes on board, give them what they can do and what they cannot do, let the adults do it. That is what we are saying.
I'm seeing some, Elizabeth, I'm seeing some worrying statistics over here. Now, yes. I think this was, I think, 4 years ago, 2020. In Ghana, roughly 20% of children between the ages of 5 and 15 are involved in child labor.
Okay.
This is huge.
Yes, it is. It is. Even this time, you find them in school and working. But initially, they'll just go working and no school. But because of sensitization, they work and they school, which is still affecting their schooling. It's still affecting their schooling because, and when you want to approach them, they tell you that it's poverty. When you go down to the communities, most of the communities and where we have worked, they understand the issues. When you go, they will lecture you. But when you leave, they do the same thing.
The issue, and as the problem of child labor, persistent. What seems to be the real challenge?
They say poverty. But sometimes it is not just poverty. We know poverty is there, and that will be a driving factor. But sometimes irresponsibility parenting. Parents don't want to take up their responsibilities, and the children are the ones who are supposed to go and work and then bring money to the house, feed themselves. Some parents will go, when you know, what of the ball bread? If you tell the child of 12, say when you need ball bread, and at the community level, when you are 12, 13, 14 thereabout, they see you as Uncle Bonnie bread. So whatever you have to do, you need to stand for yourself. And when you look at areas with this galamsey, it is like they see it as an opportunity to get money. So children will not go to school and rather prefer to go there and get a few blades, come and collect their money and misbehave with it. Even if they were getting the money and trying to use it to educate themselves, you will say it's a good thing. But for now, that is not what they do. When you go to mining communities, it's just misbehavior. They go for the money and they don't use it for what they use it for. The problem is there. I was saying, sorry, because every year, the Banama is small for just that period of the World Day Against Child Labor now. Subsequently, there are not slots to come and talk about child labor. And we need people to send it down for us. We also go on monitoring and sensitization and all that. But the funds for us to do it, the whole country, is a problem. So we do selected areas. And that is what is happening.
Elizabeth, me
Yes.
pesa metias. So a dear cosu say yan so anu entempeya yentimi enya anu ye animu ya because yesi ye fan kwada baako enum bia no a emu baako o my Ghana mu
Um,
is involved in child labor. See yan so
yes.
sansem wenu anu a ede na dachi bie no ye behunu.
That you know, the who say an illiterate population because yes and school. So what we usually preach is that
Mm-hmm.
you even if it is something you have to do, that is where your interest is. You need to be educated so you can do it well. Even farming, we go in school, we have one day, no day year. We call your sense mechanics are almost funny to and on our person. If you are schooled or if you are educated, you will know how to do it better. Money being here now as I buy at the crime is because they are not educated and they're just giving them some names. Even hairdressing, before you do hairdressing, you must know, you must be educated to know how to do the mixtures.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, who person when you see in town, you at least I was in the school. When you secondary school, GHS, what we year. And also be wow. Because the law allows them at age 15, you can do light work. They can employ you to work. And that is because at that age, you know, when we JHS, it will work. And in the cacao, but with the one. And since I am so annoyed, I know that, you know, we just have a pool of illiterates in the country, and then we don't know what to do. Because near Kosusiani, education serious, and then look at our population. I didn't know the percentage. Then let's say 80%, between 80 to 90% of the country or of the population is educated. I don't know what population we have that has been educated or that is being educated. Into ocean, it will bring us down in future if we don't do something about it.
The figures that I'm using are mini would a figures that means 2020 as we speak now. You name the total number of, and as you bet me estimated the total number of Nkwada involved in child labor. Oh, ma'am.
Ghana.
Patchai.
Yes, there have been some packets of studies and surveys, information, but it doesn't give us a clear picture because a bit more like they come and pick some districts, they do how do you call it, baseline, and then we generalize it, which doesn't give us a clear picture. But Ghana Living
Standard Survey.
Ghana Living Standard Survey, 7, I think 6 was the one that dealt much with child labor. 7, so now information kakra was, but now they are also about to do 8. And so, and none of them are statistics on exactly what is happening in the country in relation to child labor.
Elizabeth,
the unit that is under the labor department was supposed, or I mean, the ministry, to have a standalone child labor survey, but France na ama yet, and you know we leverage on whatever Ghana statistics is doing, and now there are people who have been mandated to sit with Ghana Statistical Service and let them have the indicators that we want to be part of the survey so that we can get out the actual cases of child labor and what is going on in the country.
Elizabeth, I will need you in the studio. Me here in the studio, and then we can expand on this particular conversation. Say the bit me because there are a lot of things that man for binu ensure that say child labor. What constitutes a child labor? A dear in friend hazardous child labor. ne nyina no ɛyɛ nsɛm wɔ sɛ Ghana fo timi etiase ye bia ye ka sɛ krebi mu wɔ ha omo mma no are engaged in child labor but they are not aware. The education is very critical, and I want you in the studio for us to talk about SR and some way if you have the time. Wadaroma, I'll be very pleased with that. Yeah, say now hopefully my producer and will be doing come and we will continue with the conversation behind closed doors.